Hello there. So, the kitchen needs cleaning. Um, I usually watch videos of other people cleaning to get motivation. Um, I thought, why not? Why not film myself cleaning to give myself motivation? 'Cause my girlfriend might be coming over for dinner. 'Cause there's a horrible tragedy going on right now. Not, well, people I love are in the hospital. It's kind of serious. So instead of dealing with all that, I'm gonna deal with all this. Um, with the help of my monster energy and the power of lesbianism. Slash half joking. I'm gonna finish emptying this dishwasher. Uh, and I hope that like the pressure of knowing that I'm gonna be watching this back will make me actually speed run. I'm gonna try to do this in as little time as humanly possible. 'Cause I don't want to be doing this right now. I honestly have other things that I should probably be worrying about. But I'm a little messed up. Also, I went to bed at 4 a.m. last night. My ADHD would not let me sleep. It's a real conundrum. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. If I do, hi YouTube. Been a hot minute. Uh, since I last saw your faces. I'm sorry I abandoned my YouTube channel. I mean, I didn't really abandon it. I have been uploading. It's just that all of them are unlisted and sent literally just to my friends because, you know what, story time. We're gonna do story time as I put things in the dishwasher. So story time. Around the time that I stopped really uploading vlog sort of things, I began to have a stalker. Uh, a pedophile who stalked me. So that really kickstarted my brain into paying more attention to my internet safety, which is also why I unlisted a lot of my previous videos. Because I was just like, oh, baby me, we don't say that. Girl, we don't say that. Um, so basically, I don't feel like I need to explain much more beyond that. I do still really like making videos where I'm just rambling on, and I do hope you guys like those. But I got a few other things going on now, because now I'm a fucking adult. I don't know how I made it here, guys. Guys, honestly, adulthood, a milestone I never thought I was going to reach. But I'm here now. And I'm going to college. Uh, Speaking of which, you know how I always said that I wanted to be an animator? Or like how everything on my channel was art based? That changed. That changed dramatically. Um, I'll be a teacher, an elementary school teacher. I know. I know about our current political climate. I know how that job is feeling right now, but listen, I've never been known for making smart decisions at a smart time. Okay? I really like working with children. Um, I got a few babysitting jobs right now. I would have an actual job right now, but shit happens. AKA, another reason why I stopped uploading. My life kind of went downhill very fast and extremely. Um, maybe someone else out here can relate. Uh, but basically, my mom, my mummy, got. She's been chronically ill her entire life. But you know what girls say? our entire family, they would never use this word. I call myself disabled because I've never seen anything wrong with that. Disabled's not a dirty word. It's just, God, what is it like? It's an adjective. Wow. I wonder who tested out of English. I should know this. Um, but anyway, my entire family's disabled. It's been like that my entire life. I'm used to it, and everything. But there are some setbacks, as you can imagine, such as my mom getting 2 major surgeries back to back. And because my dad isn't in my life, I have to take care of her. Because I'm the oldest, and honestly, I'm just kind of good at taking care of people. So I took care of her. I've been taking care of her. I've still taking care of her. My alarm is probably going to go off here in a bit. Just tell her to take her meds and everything, because she's got memory issues right now. No fault of her own. It's just because, shit happens. But basically, I've been busy. As well as, I finally graduated high school. That was a shit show. I didn't walk. I didn't walk with the rest of my class. I graduated a week after. It was... Don't even get me started. It was bad. Horrendous, actually. I would never wish my misfortune onto anyone else. You see, at my school, and I believe this is like kind of universal standards, you have things that you take, obviously, to graduate. You only have a set number of classes you can fail, you can only take things a certain amount of times, like, obvious expectations like that, I'm not a good student. I'm not gonna lie. I'm smart. I ace every test I take, pretty much. I'm a horrible student. I don't misbehave necessarily. I'm just bad at doing my work. And turning things in on time. Or following instructions correctly. Like, I follow the instructions, I think I'm doing it correctly, turns out I'm doing it completely wrong. Directions said to go right, I went left. Stuff like that. And I have not had the best experiences in school. I could do an entire video about that. That might be comforting for some people. Telling my disability horror stories. Because let me tell you, they are horror stories. Some of the things I have experienced that I've told my more recent teachers about, because obviously I took like a teaching class and everything, so that's offered at my high school. When I told them, I once got extra credit. Okay, so there was a portion of the exam for that class where you would like write something that happened in your school life that really impacted you and what that teaches you about learning. Right? Simple. I wrote down one of the horror stories I've experienced at one of my schools that I've been to. I got full marks because even though I didn't finish, because I ran out of time, they felt bad for me. Like, that's how bad it is. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my graduation horror story. Okay, cool. So, since I'm such a bad student, I flunked. I flunked an English class, okay? And I had already failed quite a few other classes in previous years. Not my fault, I'd like to say, because a few of them, it was because, once again, conservative town, look at me. Now imagine this, but you also have a 504. Yeah, you don't become very popular. With teachers at least. I have a fan club. I wish I was joking. I was told by the staff that there was a group of underclassmen who followed me around, which was kind of cool. This was I was a senior, by the way, so I was saying it's kind of cute because they were all freshmen and very young freshmen. So I'm like, oh, interesting. Anyways, so basically, my counselor pulled me down. She's like, you have a few options. Option one, you retake the class next year. I went, hell no, I'm not staying here for another year. She goes, okay, two. We get you in an online class. I'm like, okay, it's $300. Okay, my wallet hurts because I'm not making my mom pay for my mistakes. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So I went, signed up. I did it all by myself because I was 18 at that point. So, you know, have the fantastic ability to sign my own paperwork. I went and do it, but I asked my counselor, I'm like, hey, did you check my SAT score? Because at least in our school, our district, if you get high enough scores on certain things in the SAT, you can test out of entire classes. So she's like, hey, I remember I got a really high SAT score. Could you check my individual scoring? She's like, oh, I already did. It won't work. So I'm like, okay, well, shit. I'm paying for 2 online classes because, as on top of that, I can't take gym. Basically, you know, I probably could. I probably could take gym. I am, you know, like, fairly muscular, fairly strong. I work out. I have so much trauma from gym at my, like, elementary school that, like, I went to that class for one day. I went for one day, and I almost cried. Like, me and my friends were doing our laps, we're walking around. I look at my friend and I go, I'm gonna fucking cry, man. She's like, oh, why? Why are you gonna cry? And I'm like, I remember the horrors. She's like, what horrors? She didn't go to sleep. And then I told her the horrors, and then she's like, oh god, get out of here. So, I had to take personal fitness, which is the online substitute for gym. So I had to pay for that too. So, like, I'm broke, I'm not having a good time, and I'm taking 3 extra classes because guess what? In my teaching class, you had to take a college course too. So I'm taking a college course. I'm taking all these extra courses. So obviously something's gotta give. And what gave? What gave? My math. I love my teacher. I love her so much. This is no fault of her own. I was just a bad student, and I made sure she knew that. But, like, something had to give. I was overwhelmed. So math gave. And also English. Again, because guess what? I was taking 2 English classes now. Because I had to take second semester and redo first. So, I flunked that English class. I got to the second semester, pretty good. First semester, I flunked again. Why? I didn't do jack shit. Online English? Horrible option if you have ADHD. I don't recommend. Maybe it works for someone. It doesn't work for me. That mom gets so mad. She's like, you're not gonna graduate. I'm like, I know I'm not gonna graduate. She's like, you're gonna have to go next year. I know I'm gonna have to go next year. We start talking about it. We're like, okay, our local college offers a program where instead of going to high school again, you could just get a singular class done over the summer. I'm like, okay, looks like I'm doing summer school because I can't do summer school through the high school because they won't allow it for some reason. So, like, we're all disappointed. We're kind of like, okay, it is what it is. literally a few days before graduation. I already know I'm not going to walk, right? Get pulled down to the counselor's office. She looks at me. Hey. So about that SAT score. My SAT score was over double the requirement to test out English for 2 semesters. So I got my act together. I passed passed math by just barely the requirement. I graduated a week late. I got my diploma over the summer because my mom got surgery the day of the exam that determined whether I could graduate. So anyway, I've officially graduated now. Because of all this nonsense, Mom is going to let me take a gap year. Oh, horrible. Horrible. I sent in a very lengthy complaint. And they never gave me my money back for that class. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Life happens. Life can suck. You gotta just keep chugging onward. I also thought I wasn't gonna be able to go to prom. I went to my senior prom. It was great. Uh, and she really like hand wash dishes. I hate doing dishes. I need to burp, but I can't. uh, you may be wondering, what's this giant ass old lamp doing here? I'm Superman. That was a joke, but really no, it's pretty nasty out right now. It's just gloomy. It's not even raining, it's just gloomy. It's really dark in the house. I need sunlight to function. So this is my mini sunlight. Obviously, still drawing. Is that a text from my girlfriend? It's not a text from my girlfriend. This is what. Basically. This is kind of like my life update video. I might as well go full in. Uh, I'm a cool person now, guys. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda cool. I'm a little depressed, but kinda cool. Uh, there would be is my cat meowing? No. There would be kind of 2 reactions I imagine, like my past self to how I am right now. Like, start of this channel. Actually, no, a little bit before that. Let's go to really conservative past me who grew up in the church. Horror. Abject horror. Look at the way I'm dressed. I have a girlfriend. She'd be in abject horror at how my life is. But at the same time, I feel like they think I was cool, which is me. I can't believe my brother's gonna be a freshman. He's still so little to me. He's gonna be a freshman in a few months. I don't know if he can hear me when I go to the other room. I hope he can. If not, what's he I crochet now. That's something I've always wanted to do. I have always wanted to crochet, but I couldn't because of my cerebral palsy. But I finally got to a point where it's not hard anymore, and it's my favorite thing to do, and I've been doing it for 2 years now. if it isn't obvious that I crochet pretty much everything I'm wearing. Oh man, I'm starting a band. I might link to that YouTube channel eventually here. Um, it's just that like we have no music done yet, and we technically only read up once, and I think we might need some more members. It's just me and a friend right now, and I think we might need some other people. I think it might be a little hard if it's just us, but I don't know. Um, it's called Falling Skies, Shooting Stars. Obviously this channel has my name attached to it, so it's kind of like an open secret, but when I'm in that band, I prefer to go by the name Starlight once again, because I had a stalker. Honestly, he still might be out there. I live in constant fear. That's kind of terrifying. So I'm not going to think about it. Good old coping mechanism. Let's just save that bit for later. Oh, I need to wipe things down. A big strong person. Oh boy. Hate cleaning. I hate it so much. Hence why I'm yapping. But this is actually more than I've gotten done in days. So, you know, we'll be okay. We're chilling. I'm doing it without music too. I know I have my headphones on, but that's I'm not listening to anything. So y'all won't guess my new hyperfixation unless like you've been looking at my shirt this entire time. uh Guess who got into Batman? This hyperfixation has only been like slow burning me for years. And I'm not joking about that. It's like it was destined to happen, because, you know, I've always kind of been like kind of adjacent to the fandom, because my brother has been into Batman since pretty much the moment he was born. I love him. He's been into it much longer than me. And fun fact, one of my art teachers, not formally, it was like he owns a comic book shop in town. And that comic book shop used to have art classes because he has worked on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics, fun fact. Which is super cool. He's a super chill dude, and I love him. He taught my brother how to read. But I started out there. I started out like learning from a comic artist how to draw. And I've always known like a little bit about Batman. Every once in a while, if I was like bored, I was like, oh, let me see what's happening in the Batman fandom. Let's go on AO3. Let's check out the tags, even though I don't really understand what's going on. Let's check it out. And then, on my 18th birthday, literally morning of my 18th birthday, I suddenly woke up, and I had the urge. In every neurodivergent person, I believe, knows the urge to suddenly like consume media like you've never consumed it before. And unfortunately for me, Batman has a lot of media. It has a lot of stuff. And specifically, I'm hyperfixated on Nightwing. I love Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's my favorite. I love him so much. I'm gonna cosplay him eventually. I'm gonna get my girlfriend to cosplay Starfire. We're gonna hang out. It's gonna be awesome. I love the new Superman movie. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was awesome. Anyways. So I'm currently reading a lot of comics, and when I say reading, I mean I'm looking at the pretty pictures and forgetting to read, and then having to go back and figure out what the plot is because I'm too busy analyzing the art. And also, I keep accidentally reading backwards because I didn't read comics when I was little, not American ones, not Western ones. I read manga. My brother may have started on Western comics. I started on manga. Um, so my instinct when I see, oh, it's a comic book, is to read it like a manga, which is kind of freaky because usually it's the other way around when English is your first language. And you know what? It should be that way. Uh, but not for me. I'm a little special. It's a little different. So sometimes I accidentally read my comics backwards, uh, and end up having to reread the entire page, which gets kind of frustrating. You know what? Um, there have been a few surprises, comic-wise for me at least, such as when I was first getting into DC here. It's not just Batman anymore, it's kind of DC as a whole, but it's still focusing like mainly on the Bat family. And the Robins in particular. I love all of them, they're all my babies. All my children. And I would die for them. One that caught me kind of out of left field was the John Constantine hyperfixation. Didn't expect that. I have a whole bundle of his Rebirth comics downstairs in my room. I have not read them. I've just been looking at them going, this seems really nice. I'm going to put it on my shelf. I'm horrible at reading my comics. Horrendous. There's so much I could be consuming media-wise right now. Unfortunately, I get distracted very easily. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say. Oh yeah. You know who I also get very hyperfixated on? Even though I've never read a single one of her comics. Even though I know barely anything about her. Stephanie Brown. Oh, I love you, Stephanie Brown. I love Spoiler. I love you as Batgirl. I love you as Robin. I just love her. She's so sweet. I like her. It also kind of helps that my brother has informed me that when I put my hair down, my hair's wet right now, so it doesn't look blonde. I'm a blonde. Naturally, I do have highlights in here right now because it's starting to darken. But my brother has informed me that when I take my glasses off and put my hair down, I kind of look like Stephanie Brown, which is awesome. I take that as a very high compliment. But that I also draw Stephanie Brown really well, which has led to a request from my brother, which is that I should write my own spoiler comic, because we both have the firm belief that Stephanie often gets kind of mischaracterized in comics, and we both feel like we could do better. So we are going to try to do better by making our own fan comic. I have, when I write, especially if it's like something where I'm taking someone else's characters, because believe it or not, it's not just fan fiction that I do this for. It's like my D&D things, because for some reason, and I'm really glad that my friends like this way of my writing, for my D&D sessions, I will make them their characters. I will flesh them out beforehand, and I will give them like a synopsis. I'll let them play with the character for a bit, and then we'll go. So I get an in-depth thing of the character, but they can add on. Basically, I'm kind of used to writing from characters that are not necessarily mine, 'cause even though I do write the beginnings of these characters, once I give them to my friends, I don't consider them mine anymore. It's not mine anymore, even though I'm DMing, even though I kind of have a control to it. They're not my babies anymore. They're someone else's, and that's okay. But what I do when I'm doing this is like I write questions that I would like to address. Hold on. I'm spacing. I've been yapping so much it's kind of getting hard to breathe. That or I need to take my inhaler. And I don't know which it is. Calm your tits, man. Okay. I'm gonna grab my phone. Brief distraction time. So I'm actually doing pretty well. Here's some of the questions I've written down / ideas that I have. Because I like playing. I love playing with them. Alright. Bruce and Steph's dynamic. How does your view and understanding of yourself change over time? Which I'd like to put with like her different costume changes and persona changes, which would be fun. Obviously I'm gonna make Cass and Steph get together. I'm sorry, I can't help it. They're cute. I love them together. DC, stop making them sisters. Stop it. Stop saying, "Oh, I love you like a sister." No. No, I need lesbians. Or bi messes. I don't care. Put them together. I love women loving women. Ooh. This is kind of cool. Say what you want about Punchline. I'm not going to say a whole lot because, once again, this is another character that I honestly don't know much about, so I'm in the middle of doing research and reading totally not pirated comics online. I really want to put Punchline up against Steph. Hear me out. Okay? You gotta hear me out. From what I gather from both of them, Stephanie's like core conflict oftentimes is loneliness, or like that's like a very crucial trait to her, is that she is kind of a loner. She's lonely, even though she's friendly. She's friendly and she gets along with people. She still feels alone oftentimes. In Punchline, from what I understand of her, Punchline is very popular, right? She's got a popularity to her that gets people to do what she wants. She's got like a following, you know? But I feel like they'd be really interesting to pit up against each other. I feel like there's like some commentary you could do with that. If you fully commit to it. Which is 100% a dig here at DC. Please commit. I see what you've tried to set up. Just commit to your characters. Stop giving up. I also noticed that they often try to do parallels between Steph and Jason. So I've decided to take those parallels and run with it in what I call my ultimate timeline of events. AKA, I spent 3 hours trying to put every event that I really like in the comics or in the shows like Teen Titans into one cohesive timeline while confirming different age differences between characters. Which is really hard to do. But I got a pretty good idea here of that. And where I put the difference between Tim and Jason is only a year, really. If you count the years that Jason was dead as years added to his lifeline, yeah, he's only like a year older than Tim in my timeline, which means he's only a year older than Steph. And I feel like those two, Steph and Jason, I feel like they were those two people that hang out on, like, you know, kids, right? Kids who think everyone's their friend, and kids who want to be left alone. They have that dynamic. Jason's going through a lot as a kid. Poor Jason. And Stephanie wants to show off her frog collection because Stephanie gives off I played with frogs as a child vibes. Where is she getting the frogs? I guess there is a harbor in Gotham. There's water sources in Gotham where frogs could reasonably live if you're a child who doesn't know the concept of, hey, this water probably is very dangerous for me to play around in, but I have no parental supervision, so I'm gonna go do it anyway. If you're like that, you're gonna play with frogs. She's a frog kid. She probably picks up random frogs and shows them off like, hey, look at my frog! Look at my frog! I don't think Jason likes frogs. Maybe Jason doesn't seem like a kid who likes frogs. In fact, he seems like, you get that away from me. I'm going through such a bad time right now. You don't understand. You couldn't possibly understand. Leave me alone. Steph's just there. And I'm not saying they have a whole lot of interaction. I'm saying, like, you know, there's probably, like, some area where they coincidentally both hung out a few times. Like a sort of, like, playground or something. Something in Gotham. You know, just something. I want something there. So I can set up in the future, a little, like, hey, weren't you that weird kid who kept shoving frogs, like, in my face? Oh yeah, I was that weird kid who kept shoving frogs in your face. I still like them. God damn it, Stephanie. Like, oh, it's fun. It's fun. I want to play around with that. I feel like Steph and Jason need to be friends. I think they'd be perfect friends, at least in the future. I could see them hanging out. I could see them having fun. Dead Robin's Club, you know. Except, I'm not going to write Stephanie's death because honestly, I'm so confused. I am so confused on that part of Stephanie's lore. I need to do some research here. How? That's kind of hard to write. That's a question for another day. But I also kind of changed the order of the Robins because once again, Steph's Robin one is kind of confusing to me. I'm aware she was not a Robin for that long, but her design as Robin, it is my sketchbook for Robin design. I can't just have that appear once. It's so good. I can't do that. That's torture. How can I do that? That would be mean. So, I kind of want to make her... Alright, now we're getting to the part where, like, I haven't made up my mind yet on anything. So, you get to brainstorm with me. I kind of want to, like, make her Robin before 10, but she's in Robin for much less time, essentially. Like, it was the sort of thing where, like, oh, this is way too soon after Jason died. You act too much like Jason and I can't. You're fired. Like, that sort of deal. Well, also adding the stuff, like, why did she, since this is, like, she isn't spoiler yet, at least in my comic. At this point, she hasn't been spoiler, but she just wants to be, like, a hero. Why? Why does she want to be a hero? And why specifically did she want to be Robin and work with Batman? And I feel like the answer to that, at least obviously to me because I have issues with my father. My father may not be a supervillain, but he sure does act similar sometimes. You know, um, I feel like the answer to that is she is looking for like some, even like subconsciously, he's looking for some sort of fatherly type figure in her life who can give her the validation that she isn't getting from her own father because, once again, he's a villain, because he's in jail at this point, like, it's the whole deal, right? And yes, I know the spoiler name came from like, oh, I'm spoiling about my dad's blues. Who says he doesn't get out of jail? I can. It's my story, and I can make him get out of jail whenever it's convenient for the plot. That's what I'm doing. Um, just, there's so much I have ideas for. Let's get Miss Sunny out. Yay! Um, I got ideas. I got ideas, and I love Stephanie. Um, uh, and I feel like introducing her as like a Robin who's briefly before Tim. Like, I just like that idea. You know, it feels kind of more complete. Like, hey, there was this brief stint where there was a different Robin between Jason and Jim, but she didn't fit the role, you know? And then there's Tim, who's like, kind of like, in my opinion, kind of the like ultimate Robin in detective skills that he's like. I feel them along different ways. Like Jace Dick is like the perfect Robin. Okay, he's the one who like set the standards, right? He set the standards. The goals are like up here for everyone. He's like the golden Robin. Okay, and then Jason comes along, and Jason is like he has all this potential, right? But his story, his story was always going to end poorly. It feels like it was always going to be destined to that. And like every time, it was always going to be his good attack, right? Or at least like something bad's going to happen to him every time. Right? So he's like the Batman's failure, Robin. I'm not saying that as an insult. He's like, oh, this is my greatest mistake. Then there's stuff. By all means, kind of has like all those aspects that you kind of want in a Robin, right? But like she just didn't fit. She's like kind of out of mold. She's too much like Jason, but not enough like Jason to stick. And then there's Tim, who's like the perfect like successor to Robin in the detective wise. He's like the I think like he is Batman's perfect match. Detective wise, like smart wise. Batman's perfect match. And then there's Damian, who's the true successor. Right, who's Batman's blood. Like this he's risen blood, so he's like the perfect successor. But all of them have like a and I feel like there's something interesting as there's that. I don't like to say the concept of femininity and gender expressions in stuff story. And I know, I can hear you screaming from here. What do you mean? I don't see it. I see it. I see what I can do with it, because based on my really unscientific analysis from my own sketches, well, it's not like, okay, it's not what you think it is. It's not like, I'm not going to take steps and I'm not going to make them happen to destroy it or anything like that. I'm playing with the concept of like internalized misogyny in a sense, because I feel like that would be something interesting. Because, you know, Robin has always been, well, there's obviously other Robins. There's a lot of girl Robins out there, but for the most part, it's typically a male-filled role, and her run really wasn't that long. And I feel like her costumes, up until like she really started coming into her own as a hero, could be interpreted as like, oh, this is something that's like kind of gender neutral, or like, hey, this is like kind of romantic. There's something you could do there. Maybe I'm missing that, but there's something you could do there. And I feel like you could play with the concept of like her becoming more comfortable with herself and her identity as a vigilante, as a spoiler, as all these things also coincide with her being more comfortable with her femininity, or there's something there. How she views herself, which would be a really interesting story to tell. It would just be an interesting story to tell, and I'm all about reading these like interesting stories. If you have any ideas, drop in the comments below. And if you're still here, try. I've been yapping. Unless this is helping you, which I hope it's helping you listening. I'm getting stuff done for them. I'm a yapper. I like yapping. I like yapping to the camera. I like all this. Yeah, hopefully this reaches like the Batman fan. Or like some more long-term Batman fans who could correct it. Because I, once again, have not read. This is all a video. It's all because I do research on the character, but I haven't actually read. Which I should be. If I could prove that I have actually read some. Here. Nightwing should be characterized. Dick Grayson should be characterized as the angry Robin, not Jason. Boom. Jason was full of wonder up until he died. Dick Grayson was powered by rage. That point was dragged out like no other. It was kind of sad to see him being reduced to like, this wholesome guy. No! Like Dick Grayson crashed out. That's like that's like one of his main character traits. Are you kidding me? He gets so violently angry. And it's wonderful. You can have a nice guy who gets violently angry. Those two aren't like mutually exclusive. I would know. I crash out very often, but I have been told I'm a kind of nice person. I don't know if I believe it. I just watched a lot of My Little Pony, and I still do. I just try to treat others like how I'd like to be treated, and I feel like that's kind of, you know, like just basic human decency. Although I guess basic human decency is kind of astounding right now with how the world is. It's unfortunate. I say bring back human decency. Just bring back being kind. Compliment someone. It's my favorite thing to do. Just, you know, going on a walk, you see someone who has a nice t-shirt, just say, hey, you have a nice t-shirt. It won't hurt you. It might make their day better. You never know if you're gonna make a friend like that. I've made friends like that. Or like, if you like someone's hair, just go, hey, I like your hair today. Or if you just think someone's pretty, just say, hey, I like your face. I've said that. Maybe that's creepy. Maybe that's a weird thing to say. But usually I get a good response to it. Maybe it's because that's just kind of who I am, and I say it in a very genuine fashion, and I try to, like, emphasize, I'm not being creepy! Not being creepy, just wanted to tell you that you look really pretty. And I hope you have a nice day. Not that, like, I hope you have a nice day, and, like, walk away. That's how you do it. That's just be nice. Be nice to people. Doesn't cost you anything to, you know, have a little kindness. But it also doesn't cost you anything to crash out on people who rightfully deserve it. Don't be pushovers. Gets you nowhere. Advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself and stand up for what you believe in. Getting on my soapbox here, just like, if it wasn't obvious, I am an older sibling, and this is me doing my unsolicited advice. There's a lot you can learn from comics if you actually, like, you know, read them for the plot and not just, like, for the action. So that's, like, a common problem I found when I'm discussing comics with other people, is that, like, they tend to pay attention more to the fights than anything, and I see the appeal. I personally don't. I'm sorry. It's nice. It's nice. I like the emotional scenes better. But there's a lot of lessons you can learn from comics. And I'll be honest, some days this year it keeps me going to just reflect on them. Like one that I'm trying to focus on right now, because I watched the Superman movie and it made me start thinking about, like, oh, what can I learn from each hero? Like, for Batman, my personal take, and take this how you want, my personal take said, like, oh, if I can't find hope in myself, if I am struggling in some aspect, I might as well use that driving force of, like, hurt to make sure that someone else has a better day. So basically, redirect your energy. I'm gonna move the computer that I'm filming on. Hi. Hello. Close up. Why did I do that? Oh, it's quite clean. The table now. Basically, I feel like you can find hope in something else. If you can't find something to believe in, you can at least give someone else a reason. That's kind of what it becomes. Which, you know, I think I did an okay job of this year so far. Considering in my yearbook, I had, like, I'm not gonna cry about this, but this makes me, like, when I got people to sign my yearbook, I had, like, 3 people write in that I saved their lives just by being here. And that's really cool. It's really cool that I have made a difference for someone. Even when I myself have been struggling, I still made a difference for someone, and that is amazing. And that feeling beats nothing. And when I remember that I've made a difference in someone else's life, it's just awesome. And it's not even like big things like that. Sometimes it's small things, like when I was like doing some teaching, because once again, teaching class, you get to like student teach, not really, it's placements. So you get placed with a teacher, you get to help around, right? One of my biggest prides is that I convinced a girl who was struggling with reading. Um, she was struggling a lot, and she never really talked. And I didn't even really know her name until like the last time I was there. The last time I was there, she read out loud to me. She read out loud to me, and she told me that I made her want to read. And that is amazing that I made a difference like that. And I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself every time I could just make someone's day just a little nicer, or give someone just a little bit more hope, or a reason. I'm really glad that that is one of the gifts that God has given me. I'm glad I can do that, or be that to someone. So there's been many times in my life where I felt like I didn't have someone like that. And I felt like I would never have someone like that. And I've become that someone for other people. And that makes me really happy. And I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that kid's still reading. It may be summer, but I hope she picks up a poetry book again, because that's what really makes a difference. She likes poetry. Everyone told her poetry sucked, so she didn't read it, but I showed her poetry. But now she's reading! Oh my god, she's reading! Finally! Oh. And my kitchen is kind of clean. I mean, obviously, I have a few things to do here, and I have to do the floor. God damn, I'm on a roll right now. I'm hitting almost an hour here of yapping. I'm very good at yapping. I also started reading Wonder Woman because I learned that my family has a very intense, strong relationship with Wonder Woman. I never realized this before, but my mom's side of the family, Wonder Woman fans. All of them. Incredibly Wonder Woman fans. Um, so start reading Wonder Woman. Specifically, like, oh, is it the 80s run? It might be the 80s run. But, I thought, why not fall in line? Why not also get into Wonder Woman? And I love Wonder Woman. I love her. Oh, I need to sweep. Okay, let's get off our butt. Let's sweep. This dustpan does not fit onto this, but that should not be a surprise considering my girlfriend bought this because we couldn't find the dustpan. Something that a lot of people get wrong about Jason Todd that I personally see a lot in him is that he's a deeply emotional character. He's very emotional. And I love that. Maybe it's because I'm also a very emotional person. Even though, like, it's like him. I don't show it unless I'm alone. I'm a pretty emotional person. I cry a lot. And that is kind of cool. I know past me would be like, oh my god, what do you mean? What do you mean you cry a lot? I thought we got over it. Buddy, you don't get over being a crybaby. You just repress how you feel deep down, and it ultimately leads you to feeling worse. So I spent several years going, I'm not gonna cry. And then when I would cry, it'd be like every single worst thing all at once, because I would be depressing how I was feeling. So I wouldn't cry. And this year I've kind of just embraced the like, hey, you know what? You can cry. Sorry. Door drop. I used to get bullied. That I know. Talk. Oh. I'll go tell my mom to take her meds. Oh, we've hit an hour. Look at us go, boys. Look at us. We vibing. We hanging out. Anyway. Basically. Hold on. I'm trying to remember what I last said. Basically, I have a lot of trauma related to crying. Not only did I used to be teased for that at school, but obviously my dad's not a good person. So you can imagine, I kind of got like the, like, don't cry sort of treatment. You know, like, the boys don't cry thing? It was kind of like that, except it was just like, don't cry, crying's bad. Now, I cry for various reasons. Most of my tears come from when I'm frustrated. Or like when I'm really proud of myself. That's when I cry the most, honestly. I don't really cry too much when I'm sad. I kind of just become a sad pile of nothingness because I'm still working on that. I'm still working on how I process emotions. Because clearly I need to work on it, and I have the emotional maturity now to realize kind of what I was doing to myself. And you know what? I don't deserve that. I don't deserve to treat myself like shit because other people have treated me like shit. That's not fair to myself, nor is it fair to the people who love me and don't want me to suffer. It's just, yeah. And I've finally decided to work on it. Because I'm kind of sick and tired of feeling awful all the time. And I'd say so far this summer I'm doing a good job. And also because I'm doing a lot of maturing right now. Although I'm probably going to look back at this and be like, oh, you sweet summer child. Future me is probably going to look back at you and say, you thought you were mature. Oh, buddy. Just you wait. You know, I'm trying. Circling back to Jason Todd. I relate to him because he's a deeply emotional character. It's just that everyone seems to not get that. Because yes, he's a very angry guy right now. For a bunch of reasons. But I'm a very angry person too. And you know what? From personal experience, I could say anger is usually not just because you're angry. Usually it's because it's kind of a response to something that is out of your control. Something that makes you feel threatened. Or just like, generally, it's not the first emotion you feel. The first emotion you might feel is something like fear. Which I think is a lot in Jason's case. Fear, or sadness, or bitterness. You feel that first, and then you get angry because you don't know how else to feel it. Which is something I'd like to see more people work on. I also like them to get rid of that new design. I don't like it. It's ucky. Can we go back to the cool ones? Like, I really like Gotham more. I like his design in Gotham more. Like Gotham more kind of, but I like his design in Gotham more. Can we get that back? I think that was peak. That's what I picture him in most of the time because that was just a cool design. And I would love to see like his true like under the Red Hood fit, like as his first fit, and then like it grows into that. Like, do that. Stop making him a key. He's not a key. He's my sweet precious baby boy. I don't care that he's killed people. He's a baby. Also, when he was Robin, he was full of wonder in lust for life. Why do they keep trying to rewrite history? Are they Republican? Because that's what Republicans are trying to do. Alright, I try not to be political. I can't be apolitical here. I don't care if people hate me. I cannot be apolitical in this climate. But, anyone political comment aside. My baby. Please write him to fill him with joy and whimsy again. Because guess what? You can have a character, and this may surprise you, you can have a character that's filled with joy and whimsy, but also unspeakable horrors in the dreading feeling that you know their story is going to end badly. You can do that. I do that. My favorite OC, who I'll try not to spoil too much of her story, because I know my friends are going to be watching this, and our current D&D campaign that I'm running is just a thinly veiled rewrite of her character. So she's going to get a different ending than she usually gets. But everyone already knows in the friend group that character, in every timeline, in every universe, in every possibility, her story will end with some form of death. Doesn't have to be permanent, but it's an important part of her character is that the best way to end her story is with her dying. She's this really sweet character, Frost is. She has all this whimsy, right? She's a healer, she's kind, she just wants what's best, right? She's got this optimism that is very motivating for other characters of the story. She is outwardly optimistic, right? But she also is a very insecure character. She holds a lot of sadness and a lot of like trauma that lies under the surface, and is a lot of the reasons why she acts the way she does. This is my brother. Is my brother home? No, I was hearing things. She holds a lot of sadness. And she has moments where, like, obviously she reacts with anger or she has other feelings. You can have a whimsical character who has other feelings. Right? And so I'd love to see a Jason Robin who is still whimsical, who's still Robin is magic. Like, we can have a whimsical Robin who also holds like a forebodingness, and like I'd like to see an exploration because he's into like the way that he acts. Oh, it's just love to see the writers embrace a whimsical character while also making a whimsical character who has a lot of dreams. Just like Not straight up, that's like their only trait. Basically, what I'm saying is, I like very complex characters. If it wasn't obvious, I like doing analysis on all my favorite characters. It's just fun for me. This is how I enjoy and consume media, which is why I used to make playlists and everything. I probably shouldn't use this bowl for cleaner, but the other bowls are the dishwasher. Oh man, I've screwed myself over. How much longer? An hour and 30 minutes. I don't have that time, man. Let's figure something out. But, I used to make playlists on this channel. I tried to bury the Dream SMP ones. It doesn't work. They still get comments and likes to this day. Like, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. Just know that, I regret my past actions. Anyways, I think Hunter from the Owl House, that's like the favorite playlist I've made. I could write entire paragraphs on reasons why I add certain songs to certain characters' playlists. I just feel like it's a good way to do character analysis of how you interpret the character. Oh, I really... You see, guys, I'm having a bit of a dilemma here, okay? This floor is filthy. We don't have a mop. So what I usually do is I grab a metal bowl and I fill it with, like, dish soap and water, and I take a rag and I like, get up and just clean the floor. Like Cinderella. Unfortunately, said metal bowl is in the wash. What's a girl do? What's a non-binary do? I guess I'll just have to yap about Batman more. Oh no. I think the dishwasher's gonna yell at me here. I'm stealing. I know you're mad at me. I know, you don't have to repeat that. I know, oh no, you're fogging up my glasses. There you go. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Oh God, this is a little artier. Wipe that one. That whole one like a bit drier. Drier? I barely even know her. Oh man, our garbage people don't like us. I don't know what we did to piss them off. I don't know what sins we have committed to make the garbage people not like us. But we pay them, right? We pay them to pick up our trash. That's how it works. And they skip over our trash cans every other week. And then when they aren't here, well, they put everyone else's trash cans back standing upright. They throw ours into our lawn. I don't know what we did. What did we do to them? But we pissed them off somehow. I try to be polite to them when I'm out there and they come by and I'm like, oh, thank you. You guys do an important job. I try to be nice. I feel like garbage people don't get enough thanks, and we should really, as a society, thank them more for what they do. In fact, I feel like we should thank lots of people more than we do. I feel like we should just, like, appreciate when people do an important job. Even if it's, like, so normalized that, like, you don't think of it. even as like a thing anymore. But like these people actually like they do cool things. Okay, even if it's like an everyday thing, like being a garbage person, right? Hey, that's an important job. We should thank them. If we're out there and the garbage people come by and they pick up your trash, you should yell out, "Thank you! You guys are doing great!" Like, especially guys. Guys don't get enough thanks either. Like, okay, I will admit, like, girls don't get enough thanks either. But, like, sometimes with certain jobs that are typically more male dominated, like being a garbage person, I feel like we should take it. I feel like maybe that'd help with the loneliness thing. Don't come at me. I'm just speaking. I'm rambling on. Right. We should also thank, like, I'm trying to think of other people who don't get enough thanks. Who don't get enough appreciation in our world. Janitors. Janitors don't get enough thanks. We should thank janitors. Janitors are cool. Janitors are like some of the nicest people usually too. Say thanks to a janitor next time you see them. Also, say thanks to your cashiers. You never know. Like, okay, so there's a liquor store by my house. Okay, that's gonna sound weird, but that is like my childhood store, right? It's very close by to my house. They always have candy, they always have pop, they always have snacks. So like we go there relatively often. It's like 2 blocks away from our house. I will walk there all the time, and I've been walking there since I was very little. All the staff know us. And recently, they got new staff because they got new owners, right? So we had to reform those relationships. And I feel like I've reached a good point just by being nice. Because whenever I go up to the register, even if I don't know the person, I say thank you. I say thank you. I tell them that they're doing a good job. I give them tips. I am just trying to be nice. Right? And the other day when I walked in, the guy who I honestly don't see as often as the others because he's kind of there at a weird time. Because usually I head over there more like in the evening. Because usually that's when I'm like, oh, I have a friend over. Or, oh, me and my brother are gonna watch a movie tonight. Let's get a snack. Let's go. He's like, hey, I'm having trouble with my phone. So I helped him with his phone. And he also remembered what I got the previous day, because I was there 2 days in a row, because my brother was gone. And when my brother is gone, I like to give myself a little sweet treat. Right? I like to make things. We didn't have chocolate. The cake turned out horrible, even with the chocolate. It was a mistake. The cake was a mistake. It tasted bad, but, you know. And also, I had taken my meds that day, and with my ADHD meds, for me personally, caffeine is like a thing that I decide on a day-to-day basis. If I'm having a real bad time, yeah, I can have caffeine. If I'm generally doing well, I won't drink caffeine on my meds. It's just a lot of stimulants, and I don't need that, right? So, so I got apple juice. Because why not? Apple juice is good. He's like, oh. And I went the next day, and he's like, so no more apple juice? Because I was picking up like an energy drink, and he's like, and I'm like, no more apple juice. And he goes, all right, apple juice girl. So yeah, be nice to people. Also, they now know me by name. It's really funny because obviously I'm 18, I don't drink, and I also have no plans to ever drink because drinking has been ruined forever for me. Because I've seen too many drunk people in my life. I've seen what that does. families, I've experienced what it does, and honestly, it isn't even that good. Because yes, I've tried. I had a little bit of vodka on vacation. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sure, it was like mixed in with a ton of fruit juice. But like, honestly, it barely even adds anything to the experience. I could drink just a normal drink and feel pretty much the same exact way, except a normal drink doesn't make me feel funky. I didn't drink enough to actually like get tipsy or anything. It's just that I think my mom is very sensitive to alcohol. I think I got that gene. Cause my heart started feeling funny and I'm like, oh, you know what? No. Nuh-uh. I'm cool with a little bit, but I think like one half capful of vodka is enough for me. When it's diluted by like 2 cups of fruit juice. Like, that's the level I had. And I'm chill with that. I've just kind of been like, you know what? Kudos to you if you can enjoy it in moderation and you can have a good time. I can't. It makes me feel weird. And you know what? I am just as fun with or without. It's just weird societal expectation, by the way. It's kind of weird that people are just like, how are you gonna have fun if you're not drunk? My guy. My man. What does that say about you? That you or the people who are around you consider you only fun when... Hold on, my mommy texted me. Okay, cool. My mommy's on the way to the hospital right now, so... No, not for her. She's okay. It's just that a family member is... Yeah. Anyways. What does that say about you, or the people that you keep around you, that you can only have fun when you're under a substance? I think that's a very shallow way of experiencing life. And I cannot comprehend. I can't. Wait, seriously? You're gonna keep people around you? Or you're gonna keep letting people tell you that you aren't fun unless you... Like, that's wrong. I'm sorry, chat. That's wrong. Wrong. Luckily, none of my friends are like that. And actually, they quite respect me for my decisions. And that's the type of company you should really keep around. You should keep people around you who make you feel like that. That's just wrong. And it's kind of weird, like, in America, that is so normal. Like, especially... Alright, there's this joke. I'm not... Oh, hold on, my girlfriend texted me. I broke this out for you. Oh, I love her. Okay. My girlfriend's coming over for dinner. Finally, I get to cook for her. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love her. so much. Oh yeah. Oh, my favorite person in the world. I'm walking all over my nice clean boys. Anyway, there's a joke. I'm not sure if it originated from my family. It probably didn't. It probably came from somewhere. That like in America, there's as many churches as there are bars, and they're always in close proximity to each other, which is especially true in my town. It's just weird how normal alcohol is in our society. Like, why the heck do we normalize literal like poison pretty much? Why do we do that? Like, it's not good for you. Like there is a reason the drinking age is what it is. Like the number one reason of divorce in my town, at least, is that like alcoholism. I don't get the point. Don't get it. Oh yeah. Oh, it's my little man. Oh man, I'm so excited that my girlfriend's coming over. Oh, I love her so much. We have such a cute love story, guys. I don't know if I've told it. I should probably tell it. It's fun. So basically, we met in preschool. We've known each other forever. So both of us went to a Christian private school. Starting in preschool. Um, we were like this, best friends. Um, Not by choice, actually. I'm pretty sure I forced her into it. She was kind of a depressed kindergartner in preschooler. She just kind of sat alone most of the time, probably because she has a lot of allergies and they didn't know any of them at that point. So she said herself she was kind of suffering at that point in time. I, being me, an overactive kid, forced her to play with me all the time, and then we became friends. And we were really sweet, and we were very, very good friends, right? And she was one of the few people where like nothing in our relationship changed when I started wearing leg braces in first grade. Which you think that's common sense, like, oh, hey, turns out my friend got diagnosed with disability and now she's getting help. You'd think it makes sense to not judge for that, but you'd be surprised. But anyway, so we went to Christian school together. It was great. And then she left me. I'm being dramatic, but in like 5th grade, that was like her last year at that school, and I stayed. It was horrible. It made my life much worse, and I had no fun. But I also did very gay things without realizing, oh, that's probably homosexual behavior. Also, I came out to her first out of anybody in my life. Because I remember very vividly. This is kind of funny. We joke about it all the time. We were in math. We were sitting next to each other in the corner. And he's talking about like crushes and everything. And I'm just like, hey, what if I liked girls? I think I like girls. And so, in response, instead of getting like, oh, a homophobic response, which you'd expect from a child who grew up in a Christian school, she goes to the corner of her paper. She draws 2 stick men. One is just a normal stick man, and the other's a stick woman, and you can tell she has boobs, and she like holds it up to me real fast. She goes, "Which one did you look at first?" And I went, "I looked at your math homework because I wanted answers." First sign that I was asexual. Nah, but she left, and I proceeded to do very gay things in her absence, such as naming the moon after her. Because I was so lonely that I would talk to the moon. And I named it after her because I thought, like, I don't know what I was saying. I was completely oblivious to the fact that I probably had a crush on her. So then a few years passed by, and it comes to 8th grade. 8th grade, aka horrible. I just went through the worst year of my life, and I have decided I'm gonna end it at the end of the week if something good doesn't happen. Well, something good happened. I didn't know that Lily, my girlfriend, was coming back to school, that year, or like the final year that school offered. She walked through that door. It was like that. I felt like I saw colors again. I felt happy for the first time. We started talking to each other, and it was like nothing had changed between us. I came out, and just started talking to her. And then it dawned on me that, like, she's really pretty and smart, and she makes me want to live, and I can't picture a life without her in it. And also, when I think about her getting married to someone who isn't me, I get upset. So I told her straight up, "Hey, I have a crush on you. I love you a lot." She goes, "Oh, like sisters, this happens several times, but also, I believe she asked me out a few times too, and I responded in a similar way, because we are both dense as rocks." So, fast forward to freshman year of high school, our first dance at homecoming. We go as friends, right? Friends. We danced together. I turned red as a tomato, I believe, and her friends started going, "Oh, are you guys dating?" And we're like, "No, we're not. No, we're gonna get back to Dancing to Love Story by Taylor Swift." And then finally, I hit a breaking point where I'm like, "Okay, I just need her to get it." So for my 15th birthday, I decided, since I don't usually have parties for my birthday, I decided, what if I invited her to go roller skating with me? But like, we made it a date. So I had someone else give her. I was scared. I gave her an entire stack of love poems and a little letter at the front that was like, "Hey, would you like to go on a date with me? And would that date be like a birthday date? And would we go roller skating together?" And she said yes. She said yes, and I immediately got a second-degree burn, literally right before we went. Did that stop me? No, I roller skated with that second-degree burn on my leg. And it was wonderful. And I did the little Prince thing, kissing her knuckles. It was cute. And we've been going strong ever since. We're like glue. We are stuck together. We have lasted longer than all of our other friends' relationships. Yeah. Yeah, I love her. I love her so much. We've been through thick and thin together. Oh, she's just wonderful. She's so wonderful. And today I get to make your dinner. I've only been waiting for this opportunity forever. I'm red. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop now, because now that, like, the kitchen is, like, pretty, pretty much clean, I'm just waiting on the dishwasher so I can put in a new load. Um, I'm gonna go do homosexual things, like thinking about my girlfriend, and, alright, bye-bye, chat. Hopefully, you had fun cleaning with me. Hopefully I didn't annoy you. Bye-bye.